So I stumbled upon this post on r/personal finance. Is it even worth investing for me? 40-year-old with permanent income flow regardless of job status, which is a pretty amazing thing. Long story short, I'm 40 years old and a 20-year active retired military vet. I receive 100% VA disability pay. 4K per month tax free, as was my retired pay, 2.2K per month before tax. I have never invested in my life until I became a civilian 1 year ago. So, the current situation, I'm a full time employee making 70K plus per year from the job in addition to the VA slash retiree income. I fully plan to work until 65 ish, and the average Social Security check is 2.75K from what I read. That means that by 65, I will have a roughly 100K in today's dollars guaranteed income, half of which is tax free, despite having no job and having no investment income. That is so crazy. Like this situation, like just think about that. To have this type of guaranteed income in terms of not even in retirement yet, which is crazy, right? But the main thing to think about, and what this person really needs to actually answer for himself before we continue, is like, what is the sort of lifestyle are you even wanting to have, right? Because that also factors in as well. So let's see, I have invested since becoming a civilian. My 401k currently is a bit above 10K for the first year, and I just doubled what I'm putting into it. However, I've started doubting if it's worth it, which leads into the question: is it really worth me sacrificing the life I could be living now to have more money I probably won't even need when I'm 70? I mean, I'm already disabled as is. How mobile and mentally stable will I actually be another 30 years from now to actually go enjoy it? I'll admit, I'm comfortable as is, but I could be splurging more on traveling, vacations, nice cars, etc. In my situation, what would you do? So here's the thing. For you, dude, if you ever stumble upon this, or chick, or whatever, I'm guessing, dude, this is how I would answer it if I was in this situation, right? Which, by the way, your situation is amazing. I mean, to be honest, this is like literally an amazing financial situation. So here's the thing: if I was living that sort of life, I would be trying to focus on what sort of lifestyle do I want to have and work it backwards, right? So, for example, let's say that my goal would be like, oh, I want to drive, I don't know, like a brand new, like Hellcat or something, or a Challenger or Lamborghini or Porsche or whatever, and just break it down. Okay, how much would that actually cost to buy? And I would buy it outright because I don't like debt, right? And we push hard to not get out of debt, and there's literally no reason for you to have debt at all. So I'd be like, okay, so let's say that I want to buy a brand new Challenger. Okay, that's about like 25 to $30,000. Okay, how much do I need to save to like be able to afford that, etc. Okay, what type of house do I want to live in? Do I want to live in a house with land or not? How much is that going to cost? Work that backwards and see how much I need to dedicate my money towards that. Okay, how much money do I actually want to grow for the future? But the thing is, it's like it's such a weird situation because not many people are in like a guaranteed income situation, especially like when you're young, like when you're like 40. So really, I'll just try to break everything backwards. So let's say I want to live in like a $400,000 house, maybe have like two cars that are pretty nice, and if I want to go like on the weekends and whatnot and just have fun or go on drives or whatever, okay, just break that down backwards and figure out how much that actually costs per month to sustain that sort of lifestyle. And the reality is, he could probably actually live on that type of lifestyle right now without even working the job that he's working right now. Like that's the like weird thing, right? Because if you become debt free, right? Like this is my this is what I would do if I was in a situation if he had debt. I would become debt free because that basically means that my guaranteed VA disability pay, right? 4K per month tax free, which let's see, hold on, calculator. It should be about 60,000. So $4,000 times 12 months. Oh, 48,000. Got that wrong. So $48,000 per year in tax-free income. If you have no debt at all to your name, this income alone, this tax-free income alone, would be able to pretty much sustain whatever lifestyle you kind of want, right? Now, obviously, you probably wouldn't be flying on like private jets all over the place, obviously, but at the same time, 48K a year, tax free, again, not including the retired pay of 2.2 thousand. So you could probably maybe add like another $1,000 per month on that. You could technically do whatever it is you want to do, right? Like there's literally nothing holding you back as to what you want to do. If you want to spend more time vacationing, you can. If you want to spend more time investing, you can. But you're right. There isn't really that much difference between investing now or not, right? Because you're guaranteed this income at all, like forever, as long as you live. The only reason why I would invest money is so that later on in life, that money can be used to take care of myself health wise in terms of like aftercare and whatnot kind of stuff. I can basically like live in my awesome house and then have like a nurse come and treat me, right? Where I don't have to go deal with weird people in like a retirement home, right? That's one reason why you might want to invest your money. Another one is to have make sure you have always good health insurance. Another one is if you have descendants, right? Because if you have descendants and you care about them and you want them to basically have like an upper head situation compared to other people, then you might want to grow your retirement situation. But the reality is that given this very specific situation, investing your money isn't going to change your lifestyle that much. The only like main difference is that one, your descendants would be able to get a good amount of money, but then two, you might be able to buy some really awesome stuff later on in life. But the funny thing is, if you're debt free and you have this all this money coming in, you could buy awesome stuff right now. Like that's the thing. Like I think for him or this individual, whoever it is, just get your like main expenses regulated. Like so like for example, get your cost of living expenses pretty much roughly the same per month, right? So like your mortgage or rent, health insurance, utilities, all that sort of stuff, your groceries, keep that pretty much roughly all the same so that you have this excess money that's coming in every month that you can pretty much just do whatever you want with because you know that excess money you literally have 100% freedom as to do whatever because you know you're always going to be getting money, right? You're always going to get money, but as long as you keep your foundational expenses the same, things don't really got to even change. And the thing is, like the minimum that he could technically do is just like max out your Roth IRA because it grows tax free. Another one you could just do is just match your 401k and maybe not even do anything extra upon that if you don't want to, right? Because you then could just put more money towards maybe like a nicer house. So honestly, I like this situation. I like this guy's specific financial situation because it's so unique and so good. like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I would love $4,000 per month tax-free income coming in every single month. Like that is so nice. So nice, right? Like basically, he's in the type of situation where like if you were to like win that like cash for life lotteries, that's basically like the situation that he's in, right? He's like, oh yeah, I just won like this cash for life lottery. I'm working right now, but like I don't really need to. I got this money guaranteed to come in for the rest of my life as long as I stay alive. Like it's so good. So here's the thing. And the best answer that anyone could probably give to someone in this situation: live the type of life that you want to live because you're the only one living that life. I can't live your life for you. No one else can live your life for you, right? Just keep that in like your head. Like do what you want to do within reason, right? Like do what you want to do without it potentially harming you in the process, right? Like, so for example, only spend money that you have, right? Don't go into debt, and there's no reason for you to go into debt, but like, don't spend more money than you actually got. And you're basically going to be okay for the rest of your life, right? Because as long as you don't spend more than the guaranteed income that you're getting per month, you're going to be living pretty darn good. Pretty darn good, right? So just keep that in mind. You don't gotta like overthink things. Like you're basically like okay. What I would do, even though I know I like did this big tangent, but in the simplest lifestyle to live, given his situation, is that I would just match the 401k. I would max the Roth IRA. I'd keep my expenses the exact same in terms of like my foundational expenses, like mortgage, all that kind of stuff, all the same. But then I would have a massive, massive cash pile that just keeps building up in a high interest, like a savings account or whatever. And if I just get the urge to go on a trip, I'm just going to spend the money right then and there. If I have the urge to go and like buy an awesome car, I'm just going to go and get it, right? Because at that situation, you're never really going to be hurting for money. Like, just keep in mind, like, say that his expenses per year to like survive is like 30K a year, right? So like that's like the minimum that he spends per year. Well, then all the money that comes in on excess after that, he could just use for whatever he wants. And I'll just keep that in like a massive cash pile. Like, you know what? That's probably the way that I'd go about it. Just max everything and then just have a massive, massive cash pile that's basically kind of like a sinking fund where like not really an emergency fund but like a sinking fund because it's just constantly getting money into it and you're also going to be constantly getting money out of it, but it's just never going to run out of money. Like it'll just literally never run out of money. So that's the way that I'd probably go about it, because I mean this is such a crazy situation to have this amount of money guaranteed to come your way. Wow, that's pretty nice. I want to see some of these comments too. Let's see. So, when considering that you'll be able to spend money on as an elderly disabled person, you need to think beyond travel, sports, and luxuries and consider basic lifestyle questions. Where can you afford to live, and how much and what kind of help can you afford to hire? I've witnessed the old age decline and death of several relatives close up. The ones with extra money stay in their home, and they have hired nurses come in to care for them. The ones who spend all their money go to Medicaid nursing homes and have a terrible time of it with no quality of life. In between are the costly private nursing homes, not terrible, but nothing like staying in your own home. Not to mention, if you're sitting on a pile of money when you get old, your kids, grandkids, and nieces and nephews will be much more attentive. I had a chuckle at the last paragraph. That's funny. I've definitely not thought about all that. Thank you. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. It's advisable to invest up to your company match regardless of other factors. That is free money you're leaving in the table if you don't. I agree. Right? And this person agrees too. Let's see. Let's see. I'm sitting at 15% currently. My plan was to just maintain this for the next 6 months and see how it goes. I'll admit it's nice to see the investment go up, and I know it will feel twice as good in a bull market. I kinda just want to go buy a Supra, but it's crazy because I sorta just continue to live like I did in the military on the same pay. I just took all that extra income to pay off the debt and build savings while maintaining old lifestyle. I've accomplished the first two goals, tackle debt and build savings, so that's the conundrum. Now that that is done, do I live a life or go all out on investing, maybe half and half? The thing is, you don't even need to go all out on investing, right? And you don't even need to go all out on living life, right? So what I like now is that now I know this person is basically debt free, which is awesome. They are already investing about 15% of their money, which is awesome, right? I'll just maintain that, right? I'll just maintain being debt free, investing 15%. You don't got to invest more than that. And I would try to like maybe work on just paying off my house if he has a house, right? So without a house payment, right, the monthly expenses to just survive goes down massively, right? Which means that he could dedicate more money into having fun with his money. So what I mean by that, he wants to go buy a Supra. Well, if he had no house payment, right, and just had massive amounts of cash coming in, he could easily pay cash for a super like clean Supra and just have fun with it for the rest of his life, right? That's one way to go. Let's see. Let's see. Not married, one child. So to give you a better picture, when I retired from the military, I was sitting on $27,000 in credit card debt. I currently sit at zero. I also save 4 months' income into savings. Note, by 4 months, I mean 4 months worth of pay from my job. I don't have to factor in the VA retirement as that income is guaranteed, so I don't need to shield myself from losing it with savings. So I have tried to set myself up by using this extra income wisely. I mean, going from 27K credit card debt to no debt and 20K in savings, I'm very happy with. Just trying to figure out where to go from here. Interesting. Okay. Well, props to this guy because also thanks for your service too. But yeah, if I was him, I would just max out the 401k, max out the Roth IRA, keep things pretty similar in terms of like monthly expenses. Try to pay off my mortgage if I got a mortgage, and then after that, all the excess cash I would just have fun with, right? Like there's nothing holding you back on that point because you're still working towards your future. Your current present is awesome. You got no past things that you're having to deal with in terms of like debt, right? You don't owe people money. And so you could just live a good life and have fun buying awesome stuff. You could be a super hoarder, right? So, something to think about. If you want to learn how to get out of debt and grow your net worth, go down below or go to 40inbox.com.